Okay, I'm on Canvas, so let's do assignment 5. So click on assignments. Let's go to assignment 5. And this. Click on redirections. Okay, so step 1 is open a new Google Doc and name it A5 linear regression model. So let me highlight that. So copy that. So let's open Google Docs. Google Docs. Here we go. Click on the blank document. And let's change the title. Okay, got that. Let's go back to the directions. Next, paste the A5 dataset into your Google Doc. So click on the A5 dataset here. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight this dataset and copy it. Then go back to our Google Doc and paste it here. Okay, so I got that done. Let's close this now. Go back to directions. In this assignment, we will be using the R code and A5 template. So let's click on this. So here's our template. Let's scroll down. Here's the R code. Just copy all this into our doc. Okay. Let's paste it below here. Okay, got that. Back to our direction. Let's close this. Back to our directions. Now step 2 is to write the R code that does the following things. So let's take all this stuff here and paste it in our doc that we created. Let's paste it above this. Let's paste it here. Okay. So first we have to get R to read our data set up here, which is the 3 test scores. So I'm going to change woman here to scores. In our data frame now we'll have test 1 scores first. Call it T1. So looking at the T1 scores up above, we have 78, 67. So 78, 67. Let's get rid of the rest of them here. Then 92, 85, 69, 92, 85, 69, 92, 85, 69, and 56. Okay, let's change the next one to test 2 scores. So I'll put our test 2 scores here. So our test 2 scores, let's go above here. They are 86, 65, 89, 86, 65, 89, and then 85, 75, 62, 85, 65, 72. Is that right? Let me double check it. 85, 75, 62, 85, okay, let's up here. 75, 62. And lastly, our final exam scores goes here. So final exam scores 82, 72, 90, 82, 72, 90, 82, 72, 90. Okay, and the next ones 82, 72, 62. 82, 72, 62. Let me just double. Oops, 62. Let me just double check I got this right. Oh, 60. Sorry, that's one. So there's my scores. Now I'm going to change this guy to scores, women. This gives a description of the data set. Scores, change it to scores. And now I'm going to change this to test 1. So I'm defining test 1 to be the scores data set. From the scores data set, I'm choosing the test 1 column. So it says within the scores data set, choose the test 1 column. Then test 2 will be the scores. Test 2. And probably take this stuff away here. And then the visits will become final. So F scores F here. Okay, it's done. Now we want to, in our model, create a linear regression model that predicts final exam using test 1 score. So we're going to be using predicting final. So you put your predicted one here. So we're going to predict final using test 1 score. And the data we're using is scores. So that will create the linear regression model for predicting final using test 1. So predicts, so I'll just change it here. See how well test 1 scores predict final exam scores. So we're seeing how well students' test 1 score predicts their final exam score. Okay, so we've made our model. Summary, okay, it's fine, it'll be all the same. Now our scatter plot is going to have T1 as the X, so it'll be T1 first. And then final as the Y. Everything else should be fine. This creates a scatter plot. And below that, this will graph the regression line on the scatter plot. So it's going to stay the same. And one below will plot the residuals. And lastly, we want to predict, looking at the directions, we want to predict, let's take this whole thing, predict the final exam score of a student who got 74 in test 1. So we want to, so we'll say here, predicted final exam score of a student who received a 74% on the first test. Okay, that's good. Let's take the rest of the stuff away here. And then we're just going to change the age to T1. And our T1 score is 74. Okay, so this will give us the predicted final exam score of a student who received a 74% on test 1. So that should be it for the R code. So let's erase our directions up here now. Let's go to R and run this. So actually let's take this away too. Okay, so let's paste this into run our script. So to get to run our script, you can just type in Google rcommand.com and we'll take you there. Okay, I'm already signed in. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff here. So delete and paste. Let's run our R code. Okay, so it ran it, so good. Let's scroll down. Okay, sometimes it doesn't scroll down. You have to click up here and choose About, and you say Close. Now it will scroll down. So there's our output. So we have the residuals here, and we then have, I'll explain, let's just paste this into our Google Doc. So just click up here, the clipboard, click on that, go to our assignment, here it is, let's paste it below our R code, and then below that we're going to have our scatter plot. So it has a scatter plot and it has the linear regression line plot graphed in there also. So there's our scatter plot and our linear regression line. So let's copy this into our assignment. So paste it here. And lastly, let's take there's one more graph at the bottom here. That's a graph of the residuals. So let's copy this also. And let's paste it, oops, let's paste it below this. Go down here a bit. Let's paste it here. Okay, so we have the residuals, we have the scatter plot with the regression line graphed on there, and we have the output. So to interpret this output, right here, for example, this is telling you how to find a regression line. So in particular, reading this will say the final exam is equal to this number. Let's copy that. Times the test 1 score plus this number. So this is our regression line. So let's label this regression line. Oops, there's a regression line. And the R square value and the adjusted R square value, the closer they are to 1, the better our model is. So in this case, they're pretty close to 1, 0.96. So it means that our model is pretty good. So therefore, using the test 1 to predict final exam scores is a pretty good model for our data that we have. Okay, and also we can see here that the predicted final exam score of a student who received a score of 74% on the first test is a 75.9 or so % on the final. Okay, so anyway, that completes the assignment. So we just need to submit this. So to submit it, we just go share, get shareable link. And I want anybody can view, so let's click here, click more, anyone can view, and then say save, and then copy link, then go to A5, submit assignment, paste it here, and just submit. Okay, so we're done.